Hello guys, I'm back from another video and today we're talking about what Deku gave up on being a hero. So in the last video Deku, after getting to class 1A and after meeting, all of his brand new classmates including the worst person ever, aka Bakugo Katsuki. So, when Bakugo saw Izuku, he tried to attack and murder Izuku, but Izuku defeated him and humiliated him. So, after that, they were brought back to, to the dorms because it was their class. So, Izuku goes to the grocery shop so he can, get some groceries, mostly because they need to, make dinner. While he was going home, Izuku saw this almost humanoid malnourished creature. Looks like a human, but except malnourished and had almost pure pale skin and sharp bony fingers. So, when Izuku was about to get attacked by this creature, Izuku was saved by this lanky, creature. Whatever it is, it looks inhuman. It was pretty much lanky, almost slender. He also has no face, almost like a mannequin. He has several tentacles coming out of his back, and wearing a really fine, almost mature business suit. But when Izuku tried to capture him, he brought this tape recorder, and when he, turned it on, Izuku got knocked out. When Izuku woke up in his bedroom. Or should I say the dorm room. So, after that, Izuku made dinner for both Diane and Lilith and go to sleep. So, let's talk about what happens next. So, Izuku is currently in class with Diane and Lilith. The rest of Class 1A was told that they were going to be having a sports festival soon, as Bakugo leaps up as he says this: "I'm definitely gonna win, while all of you busted B-listers, including that Deku over there, is going to lose." As Izuku brings up Quetzal, as Izuku says this: "Say that again or I'll slice your head off. Or maybe even better, maybe rip off your pride from your stupid body." As he says this, "What did you say that? Did you seriously just say that, you damn nerd? Are you serious? I am supposed to be the king here, nobody else. You're just nothing more than a quirkless loot." As Izuku literally just knee kick him, like breaking his knee, not to the point that it literally fractures, just broke it enough that it would, how do I say it, that he could not use it for like a few weeks. Bakugo said this: "What the hell? Why did you do that, you damn nerd?" As Izuku says this: "That's what you get for being an asshole." Izuku knocks him out, as Aizawa says this: "Hey Izuku, just bring him to the principal's office, or just bring him to, whatever place you want to bring him." So, Izuku, while bringing him to to the nurse's office, Izuku finds a trash can. Izuku says this: "Maybe I should just bring him over there." So, Izuku, instead of bringing him to the, nurse's office, Izuku puts Bakugo in the trash can because, that's where Bakugo usually stays. After all, he is human garbage. Anyway, so, when Izuku gets back, when they... Actually, just wait for a second. So, when Izuku gets back, everybody starts going home to get ready for training. So, Izuku starts training with, Diane and Lilith, learning how to use, martial arts. Mostly Lilith, because, her powers mostly consist of, how do I say it, like mind control, I guess? I don't know what you can actually call it, like charming powers, but anyway, she basically starts learning how to use, well, hand-to-hand combat. For, well, Diane, she doesn't really need to, well, use any of her, well, physical strength. She can just use magic. For Izuku, he starts learning how to use, well, Ketsu more precisely, like learning how to fly somewhat. It's not really flying, it's more like levitating, using wind to basically create, well, two balls. Just imagine like Aang from like Avatar, where he's able to basically create this ball of air where he can fly. Just imagine that, but except Izuku creates two for each of his feet. So yeah. So wait for a second. So a few weeks have gone by as it's the day for the sports festival. So many people arrived. Most of them are families, or at least, well, guardians to the students. So, after a while, the sports festival proper begins. Several of the students started coming out of this tunnel as everybody sees the Colosseum type thing, seeing several people cheering for them. Wait for a second. Several of these students started cheering, saying, I can't believe we're actually being, well, part of this. Izuku just looks around and seeing all of these misguided people. Why misguided? Because, well, Izuku knows what actually happens. People just think that being a hero is just absolutely great, but in actuality, it's just pretty much trashy. Most people just do it for the money, and other people mostly do it because they want to and just become famous. But others, they want to become a hero so they can become, well, the hero, protect people. But most just use it so they can get money or power or status, and that disgusts Izuku. So, after a while of introducing like the judges, it's finally time for, well, a speech for one of the, well, first year representatives, which is Bakugo, unfortunately. So, when Bakugo goes up to the plate, he basically says that he's going to win and says that he's going to become the number one, and saying that the other people are just nothing more than stepping stones. Everybody was pissed off, including Izuku. Izuku plans to humiliate him in front of everybody. So, Izuku created videos upon videos, even creating, well, how do I say it? Like, not create, I meant recording. He would like use his cell phone and recorded it, like under his like pocket, and let Bakugo do the insulting for himself. He would also, well, go and like hide in like corners or walls so he can see, or at least record, like Bakugo bullying another kid just because they're weak. And that is why Izuku wants to win, so he can broadcast this around the world. Because, well, it's actually being broadcasted around the world, UA, because, well, UA is like the top, like, well, like school photos. So, when Izuku does this, Izuku's going to make Bakugo's life a living hellscape. And he can't wait for that. So, when the first event was told, this event is called the, wait for a second, the obstacle race. So, everybody is getting ready, including Izuku. Diane is also getting ready, and also for, well, Lilith. Lilith decides to, well, piggyback ride on Izuku because, well, Izuku, well, wanted to help her out. Mostly because, well, she has a disadvantage. Mostly because, well, her powers just basically are just, well, charming people. So, when Midnight says this, 3, 2, 1, go, everybody started going off. Izuku uses Ketzel and literally just rips his arm off. Not rip his arm off, I meant like let Ketzel bite his arm, which turns him into his demigod form. So Izuku starts flying. For Diane, she starts floating and starts going off to the finish line. So Izuku, while piggyback riding well Lilith, Lilith is basically just holding onto his back. Izuku sees Bakugo just bullying some other kids, mostly using explosions to basically start fights during the obstacle race. Izuku was pissed off. So, you know what Izuku did? Well, when Izuku was under Bakugo, Izuku creates a little ball of air and shoot it on the top of his head, causing him to fall down to the ground, which causes Bakugo to become last. So, when Izuku reaches one of the obstacles, which is the 0 pointers, Izuku starts creating, literally air bombs. Like, Izuku just basically turns himself into, like, a bomber right now. Like, one of those, like, airplane bombers. So, Izuku starts raining down, like, air bombs, like a freaking boss. Like, turning them into literally scrap metal in minutes. The rest of the students basically started cheering for Izuku, saying thank you. So, when they arrive at the last obstacle, which is the minefield, Izuku just flies over it, and Izuku tells Lilith that she can go first. Lilith becomes first, Izuku becomes second, and Diane becomes third. And for Momo, she becomes, Momo becomes fourth. So when Bakugo arrives, he's in last place, which causes Bakugo to be disqualified. Bakugo's pride was shattered as Bakugo said this, "It's all your fault, you damn nerd!" As Izuku says this, "I don't know what you're talking about. It's all your fault. After all, you are a prideful piece of shit. You don't deserve anything." I guess that's why you're considered a scum to the rest of the students. As Monoma says this, "Yes, nice one!" Because, Monoma thinks that Izuku's cool, especially when Izuku did a German suplex on, Bakugo. So, that is why Monoma is basically agreeing with Izuku. Class 1B is also supporting Izuku, by the way. As Bakugo just starts leaving in a huff, like saying to himself, "That damn nerd ruined my life." So, when the second event happened, which is the cavalry battle, Izuku decides to pick his team, which is Momo, Diane, and Lilith. So, Lilith was after all the first, at first place, so Izuku tells her to go on my back. As in my back, I mean Izuku's back. So, when the event started, everybody starts coming towards Izuku's group / Lilith's group. So, when everybody started charging towards, Lilith / Izuku's group, Momo created a large, almost like dome-like shield, which causes everybody to throw, not throw, more like, bang into it. Basically, like, when one of them being like, Tetsu, he bangs his head and causes an indent in the shield, which is in the shape of his face. Yeah, just imagine that. So, when everybody started, trying to use their quirks, most of them just bounce off or makes it even stronger. The reason why it's becoming stronger is because of, Ketzel, his blade. Because of Ketzel's, magical properties, Izuku tells, her to try and make a similar metal to, Quetzal. Even though the metal in Quetzal's, or specifically the sword that Quetzal's inhabiting, is just normal metal, wood, and such materials, it's enhanced with Quetzal's spirit. So, yeah, when she, creates a similar type of metal to those, in Quetzal's, vessel, it's basically the same thickness and strength as Quetzal's, materials. So many people tried to basically break in, but they couldn't. When there's, a few minutes left, they decide to, attack each other. So, after those few minutes, it's, the end of that event. So, the next event is the so-called one-on-one battles. So, wait for a second. So, when Izuku was in the bathroom, because, Izuku needed to have some, meantime, Izuku started going to the bathroom and goes to, take a piss. After taking a piss, he starts getting out as Izuku notices something. Izuku sees two little girls. Both of them were pretty unusual. One has, red eyes and, wait for a second. One of these girls had this, unusual smile. When Izuku looked closer, this girl has blood dripping from her forehead. She also had green eyes and brown hair. The other girl seems to have, reddish brown hair and red eyes, and seems holding a weird looking teddy bear. While they were talking, Izuku sees another person. This other person seems to be, unsettling to Izuku. He's covered in blood. He's wearing a black hoodie and a blue mask with this weird, almost glue-like substance that's color black coming out of those eye sockets. He also seems to be wearing jeans and wielding a bloody scalpel. Izuku was afraid and thought it was some sort of sadistic murderer getting ready to kill those children. So, Izuku comes out as Izuku says this, "Hey, what are you doing?" As the hoodie wearing creepy man says this, You seriously pissed me off. Hey, Zari, Sally, just go back to the car. I'll be dealing with this guy. So, when Izuku was getting ready to fight, another person arrives. This person was imposing. Izuku recognizes him as the number 2 hero known as Endeavor. As Endeavor says this, who the hell are you? As he sees the man, as he says this, what the heck? Are you a villain? Izuku says this, Mr. Endeavor, I need some help. We need to take down this villain immediately. As he says this, don't worry, kid. I'll defeat him with just one hit. As he starts covering his hand in flames, as Endeavor gets ready to punch him, but before he can punch him, he disappears in black, almost dark smoke, as he kind of says something unsettling. So you try to attack me? Well, my family's gonna be finding you soon. Hope to see you again. What's your name? Izuku Midoriya, right? Maybe I'll try and find you. And maybe even have some fun with you. He kind of laughs. When the smoke cleared, Endeavor said this, You know that guy? As Izuku says this, No, I don't know him. But he seems to be well, whatever he captured two kids, as Endeavor said this. Really? Hmm. Guess I'll tell the teachers about it soon. Alright, just go back to whatever you're doing. So, Izuku remembers that he has to do the one-on-one battles. So Izuku starts going up and goes back to the, well, waiting room. So, when he's in the waiting room, Izuku sees that it's Izuku's opponent that's coming up. And apparently Izuku's opponent is a kid by the name of Shinso. So, when Izuku starts going up, Izuku meets Shinso for the first time. I meant Shinso. Shinso has purplish hair and seems to be, well, how do I say this? Um, he looks like he never slept in his life. Like, seriously. Him and not Endeavor, I meant, Eraserhead looks pretty similar. Izuku says this. Is he the son of a... Is he the son of Eraserhead? God dang. As Shinso says this. Alright, let's get ready for the fight. So, when Midnight says this, 3, 2, 1, go, they started getting ready to fight. Shinso doesn't do anything. And Izuku says this. This will be easy. Izuku unwraps his sword as everybody just realized that he's using a weapon. Wait for a sec. As Aizawa was told by a nearby judge by the name of what's his name? I can't remember. President Mike says this. Yeah, President Mike. President Mike says this. Hey, do you know why is he using a sword? I don't really get it. Is that technically against the rules? As well, he says this. I'm talking about, well, Eraserhead slash Aizawa. Aizawa says this. The reason why he's using his sword is because he's able to use, well, wind powers. Or his wind quirk. He can only use his wind quirk if he has, like, an object that he can project it onto. So he uses that type of sword. As he says this. Oh, interesting. Izuku starts coming towards Shinso as Shinso starts dodging it. Shinso says this. Why is he not trying to talk to me? God dang it! As Izuku, while attacking him, Izuku, well, not leg swipes him, like, yeah, leg swipes him. Just swipes his leg and kicks him out of the arena, making Izuku the winner. Bako, while watching this, he was getting frustrated, saying, Gah, God damn it! That loser's supposed to lose! God damn it! He starts turning a little bit angrier and angrier when he sees Izuku winning. As it's the next match between Izuku versus Todoroki. So, when Izuku gets up, he starts going off to his battle. As Izuku sees Todoroki, Todoroki says this. I'm guessing that your quirk is a wind quirk, right? So, I can't wait to beat you. As Izuku says this. Alright then. So, Midnight comes up as she says this. 3, 2, 1, go! As Todoroki starts creating ice, Izuku just slices it in half. Just cleanly off. Almost like he's cutting through butter. Wait for a second. Todoroki was instantly afraid as he starts getting worried. As Endeavor over there in, like, the crowd says this. Try and use your fire side. As Todoroki had enough as he starts using his fire side. But Izuku already knows about his fire quirk because of, well, a bit of talking with, well, wait for a sec, with Principal Nezu. So, after Izuku sees the fire coming up, Izuku uses his wind quirk to basically suck up all of the oxygen, making his fireside useless. He was instantly shitting his pants when he sees Izuku getting ready to slice him in half. But instead of getting sliced in half, Izuku kicks him right below the belt. Everybody everybody that's a boy just felt that, just like, oof. Izuku just, well, kicks him right in the chest and throws him out of the arena, winning. So yeah. So when it's the final match, which is between Izuku versus, well, wait for a second, a girl by the name of Jiro, Izuku starts getting ready. Izuku, in a hurry, he doesn't, well, tie up his bun. Like, tie up his, long hair in a bun. So, Izuku's forced to, let his hair down. So, when Izuku arrived, Izuku sees Jiro. Jiro says this. Wait, why are you not wearing that bun thing? Izuku says this. I was in a hurry, okay? Let's just hurry up. So, Izuku gets ready and puts up his sword. As for, Jiro, she starts getting ready to scream out and shoot out a blast of, sound. As everybody said this. 3, 2, 1, go! As Jiro starts shouting, creating a sound that's ear-piercing because of Izuku's, air quirk. Izuku just basically just covered his ears with air, which basically cancels out the sound. Izuku starts moving forward as, Jiro starts, panicking, saying, how is he able to do that? As she sees a rock, a piece of, rubble, well, Izuku made during his fight with, Shinso, she throws it at Izuku as Izuku just slices it in half, just like butter. As Izuku comes up to Jiro, as she says this, what are you gonna do? Izuku just picks her up, just picks her up just like from the collar, the back, the back collar, by the way, like the back of the collar. As Izuku just lays her down gently onto the grass, like the outside of, the arena. As, well, wait for a second. As Aizawa, President Mike, and the others, including the crowd, just say, what? As when one of them being, President Mike said this, why did you just beat down on everybody except for, Jiro? As Izuku says this, what? I am a gentleman. It doesn't mean that I have to be a brute. As everybody just looks at him, just saying, bruh. So, after a while of preparing, they started getting ready as they put Izuku in first place, not Kendo, I meant Jiro in second place, and Todoroki in third place. So, when Izuku was, given his medal, Izuku says this, can I do something special for all of you guys? As everybody starts saying, yeah, after all, you are the champion. Bako just looking over there saying, that damn nerd. I'm supposed to be the winner. So, Izuku tells, one of the, cameramen to basically broadcast this towards everybody. And it's a video of what Bako did, like, for the past, few weeks of, training. So, when everybody saw it, they instantly hated Bako. His mother and his father just looks at Bako glaring, you did what? When Bako sees it, he starts instantly becoming angry and says this, you damn nerd! As when Bakugo was getting ready to pound Izuku into the ground, All Might arrives and comes towards Bakugo as All Might says this. That's enough, Bakugo Katsuki. As, Bakugo said this. What you gonna do about it? As he gets, well, wait for a second, gets Bakugo's, ID for UA and rips it in half. As All Might says this. You are from UA for your attitude and everything that you have done, especially bullying other kids and other students that are weaker than you. You don't deserve to become a hero. When Bakugo hears that, Bakugo goes ballistic, saying that it's all Izuku's fault. Izuku says this. It's not my fault. It's your fault for being prideful. You're nothing more than human scum. So, when Bakugo starts going home back to, his neighborhood, everybody, when they saw the not entry exam, I meant the sports festival, broadcast, they used to look up to, Bakugo, but now they just look at him in disgust. When he made it back home, well, both his mother and his father just felt disappointed in him. They thought that they could probably change him. When he gets to UA, he would change for his horrible, horrible attitude, for what he did to Izuku. But instead, he just shattered and spit it on their faces, saying that he doesn't care. Just, just, just symbolically, by the way. So, when Bakugo came back home, his mother just said, "We don't deserve you. You're no longer our son." As Bakugo said this, "What did you say, you old hat?" As, Bakugo was thrown, out of the house, thrown his clothes and everything that he owns. As his father says this, "I'm really disappointed in you. I thought you can change, but instead, you just lied to us. We're no longer your parents. You don't deserve anything." Bakugo was disowned. Like, disowned from his own family and society itself for literally just, well, well, pissing on people that have, weak quirks or, or even greater than him. He would just, bully others, no matter how strong or weak they are. They see him, Bakugo just sees them as all the same. They're nothing more than, weaker versions than him, because he believes that he's a god. But when he faces reality, well, just look. Or should I say here, Bakugo, when he realizes it, Bakugo just goes up into the sky, just looks at the sky and says this. "It's all your fault, Izuku! You damn deku!" Bakugo says this. "That bastard, he ruined my life. He deserves to die." He starts laughing, almost sadistically, saying, "He should die. He should have been the one to die." "I'm gonna find Izuku, and when I get back to UA, I will kill him no matter what." Bakugo finds a knife near his, bag, which is meant for, him cooking. The reason why they decide to give Bakugo a knife is because, they don't want him to starve to death. Just make him pay for what he done. So, when he gets back to his home, at least go into, into like the back area. Not back area, like the back door of like Baku's old home, and sees his parents sleeping. He grabs the knife that his parents gave him and kill them, becoming a murderer. Baku said this: "If they don't want me, then no one will." He throws the bodies somewhere that, well, nobody can see, nobody can be suspicious of. So, when Baku did that, he lost his humanity. He says this: "Well then, if people fear me, then they respect me." He starts, well, creating a mask. This mask is almost like a gas mask, but a half one. What do I mean by that? Well, like the bottom half where his like nose and mouth is, that's where the mask part is. He starts putting on a red hoodie and says this: "You can just call me the Burning Man, because I will burn you alive with my explosions." As he starts creating little explosions, he starts grabbing the gasoline and starts throwing it around the house. And let's, well, a, well, what do you call it? He lit a match with his explosions, by the way. He lights a match and throws it onto the gasoline, which burns his house down. He starts leaving. He says this: "I hope to see you again, nerd, because when we meet again, I will kill you and my so-called classmates and my so-called idol All Might. I will kill them all for deserting me." So, yeah, Bakugo turns into basically a creepypasta. So, yeah. So, I hope you liked the video. Comment and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye-bye.